Every civilization in the world, every single one, has a story about a witch. The Slavs called her Baba Yaga. She lived in a house on chicken legs at the edge of the known world and devoured those who came wearing hunger instead of courage. The Celts called her the Kailech, the Ancient One, who carved mountains with bare hands and watched empires turn to dust across 10,000 winters. In the deserts of Arabia, they whispered of a jinn who would grant any wish at all, at a price only she could name. The Norse spoke of the Norns who measured every man's thread of life and cut it when the time was right. Different names, different lands, one warning: never approach her when you're hungry, because hunger is just greed with better manners, and she always knows the difference. His name was Edmund Cross. What Edmund Cross did not have was time. He was 53 years old, and he could feel it, not in the gray at his temples, but deeper, in the way the years were folding in on themselves. And in doing so, he heard about her the way men always hear about forbidden things, in whispers, in candle-lit tavern corners, from a dying man who had once made a journey and spent his remaining years quietly regretting it. They said she lived where maps ran out of names, that she didn't trade in gold or souls. She traded in time. She could give you more of it. Edmund Cross did not believe in witches, but Edmund Cross was terrified of dying before he was finished. So one night, under a full blue moon, he walked. The cottage was real, ancient stone wrapped in the kind of silence that doesn't feel empty, it feels occupied. She sat by the fire inside, not the hunched crone of children's stories, not a monster wearing human skin, simply old. She was already watching him when he walked through the door. "You want more time?" she said, not a question. 50 years, Edmund said. Enough to finish what I've built. Enough to see it become the greatest empire this world has witnessed. She studied him the way very old things study men. 50 years, she said slowly. I can give you that. Name your price, he said. Everything time has already given you, she said softly. He frowned. What does that mean? She smiled. The first and only smile she offered him. You will understand, she said, when you start spending it. Greedy men always agree when the price sounds abstract. He agreed, of course he did. The 50 years came. Edmund Cross expanded. Kings invited him to their tables. His name became a word that meant wealth in 5 languages. But something else was happening. Something quiet, something that felt at first like ordinary forgetting. He couldn't remember his wife's laugh. He couldn't remember teaching his son to ride, or his daughter's face at her wedding, or the smell of his mother's bread on a winter morning in his childhood home. They were leaving, one by one, quietly, the way time takes things when you're not watching it. Everything time has already given you. Every year she added to his future was purchased with a year of memories from his past. Each year of empire paid for with something real, a laugh, a name, a morning, a hand held in the dark when he was frightened and young, and Edmund Cross, building and buying and growing, barely noticed, until the morning he woke up and could not remember why he had started. He found the monolith in the 50th year, at the edge of the world where his maps had left only blank space, a mountain range so remote the nearest city was a rumor. The stars here were different, closer somehow and deeply indifferent. The stone was ancient beyond measure, older than his empire, older than every kingdom whose gold he had ever touched, and carved into it in dozens of languages, overlapping inscriptions left by different hands across different centuries. One sentence, repeated over and over. He ran his fingers across the oldest carving, translated it slowly. You already had enough. You just never learned how to spend it. Edmund Cross stood in the snow, 103 years old, the wealthiest man on 3 continents, surrounded by nothing but wind, cold, and stars that did not know his name. He looked down at the snow around the monolith. His own tracks led to it. There were no tracks leading away. He understood. Everyone who had ever come here, driven here by the same hunger, had never found reason enough to leave. He tried to feel something. Grief, rage, terror, anything at all. But grief is also a memory, and he had spent them all. So, here is the twist. The twist Edmund only understood standing in that snow at the end of the world with nothing left to feel. The witch did not give him 50 extra years. She gave him the same 50 years he would have had anyway. The same length, the same days, the same life. She simply hollowed it out, replaced what would have filled those years with more time to acquire, more time to build, more time to have, and charged him everything real he already possessed to pay for the difference. He didn't buy more time. He sold the one life he had for a longer emptiness. The witch never lied, not once. She simply showed Edmund exactly what he valued most and gave him an infinite amount of it. Greed doesn't take your future. It takes your ability to feel it when it finally arrives.